Welcome, everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy that you all are here to be joining us today to celebrate the wedding of my daughter, Emily and Robert. As many of you know, Farron and I have 5 daughters, and Emily's sister, Jocelyn, was married in 2019. So 2 down, 3 to go. And I'm going to be a wedding expert when this is over. We actually met Robert for the first time at Jocelyn and Eric's wedding, which took place right here at Belhaven Country Club. And here we are celebrating your wedding here today. Emily is the most caring, compassionate, and fiercely loyal person I know. She is, as may be typical of firstborn children, the leader of the pack and always ready to lend a hand. She is the light of our lives and will always fill our heart with absolute joy. I just have one thing to tell Robert. Emily's nickname is Clean Your Roomer. So you're going to have one clean home and daily inspections. So anyway, I'd like to take this moment to welcome Robert into our family and thank his parents, Debbie and Michael, for their graciousness and warm hearts. I want to mention Emily's friend, Allie Markison. Allie is one of Emily's bridesmaids. Emily and Allie have known each other since first grade at St. Mary's. I said that you're all very special to us, and I don't want to leave anyone out. I'm just honored that you're all here with us to celebrate this happy occasion. Big Dookie is not here, but yeah, the Capitol Police will know who I'm talking about. He flew a flag today over the United States Capitol at 2:30 in honor of Emily and Robert, and he asked me to read this. He sent me a picture, Emily. So he says, the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol on May 21st, 2022 in honor of Emily Lamb and Robert Mattias's wedding day. The flag also symbolizes the dedication and countless sacrifices that have been made by Emily and Robert for their unwavering patriotism to their country, their fellow citizens, and most importantly, to their families. Congratulations to the bride and groom, Mr. and Mrs. Robert Mattias. God bless the Lamb and Mattias families, and may God always bless the United States of America. Lastly, I won't keep you. I'd like to conclude by saying the most rewarding chapter in a parent's life is seeing your child experience true love and happiness, which Emily has found with Robert. And thank you, Robert, for loving and cherishing Emily. We wish you both a lifetime of happiness as you begin your journey as husband and wife. Please join me in congratulating Mr. and Mrs. Mattias.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please join me in welcoming here to the microphone, father of the groom, Michael Mattias.
I was told I have 3 minutes, so I'm going to be speed speeching here. My wife told me the other night, she said, you have to give a speech, and you shouldn't just go out and wing it. So I said, of course, you know me, I wouldn't be out there winging it, come on. This morning I thought about it, and I was out on a run, and said, okay, I got a speech, and I committed to memory. Of course, at my age, committing to memory is a very perilous thing, so basically I'm going to wing it. So, Robert and Emily, I want to tell you how proud I am, how happy I am. These guys went through pandemic, insurrection, house buying, definitely the most perilous of that. And who can forget the news footage of Emily on the west portico of the Capitol with a lightsaber deflecting blaster shots. I mean, that was amazing. Or am I confusing the stories? It's all one insurrection to me. The house, I mean, I'm just amazed at what this is. Matt, you have a very, very, very shady career. So these guys bought a house. And it's like at midnight, you have to sneak out and make an offer that you can't refuse to get the house. And then you have to offer more money than they want. And then, even then, you have to appear really, really, really nice in their eyes so that you can get it. They got a house that, and I met the owner, Joe, from upstate New York. Joe is a retiring naval engineer And I will tell you, every angle in that house is crisp and every pipe is polished. Lucky you. I don't know how you get lucky, but we all know Robert is lucky, right? Who knows that Robert's lucky, right? Okay. So now the other thing is, these guys, I'm looking at your groomsmen, and these are your friends from years and years and years. And Emily, I don't know all your friends, but I know your sisters. I sat at the table with them last night. I mean, it's amazing. Your friends are your friends, and they are just friends for life and friends forever. And I want you to be not just husband and wife, but friends. I think that's probably the most important thing you can be. You will be. I do remember one thing from George Bernard Shaw, because that's something I remembered from many years ago. But he said, your friends know you when you're at your worst, and your friends know you when you're at your best, and they don't know the difference. So keep that in mind. Just be friends, and don't let anything get between you ever, just like these guys and all your friends here. That's it. Thank you.
All right, let's welcome next to the microphone Emily's sisters, Jocelyn, Caroline, Landon, and Hollis.
Okay, well, to start it, congrats, Emily and Rob. You know, yeah. So first off, thanks, Mom and Emily and Rob's parents for planning all of this and last night. It's been great. And then thanks, Bumble, for bringing you two together via sponsorship. And then two things about Emily. One, if your room is a mess, like we said earlier, you'll get yelled at. You'll make sure everything's spotless in your room. She's never stopped cleaning. And then the second thing, with Emily, Mom said she's the most loyal person. If Rob, he doesn't even mess up and someone looks at him the wrong way, Emily will go, you don't want to get on the wrong side of Emily. That's all I gotta say. So yeah. Even if Rob is not in the is in the wrong, Emily will, throw some hands. Ever since elementary school, she's been the one she's like the second mom, and Mom gets mad at her for being like that, but she'll always have your back.
Well, to start off, congratulations. All of my sisters and I wanted to come up here and just say a little bit of something. Emily couldn't really pick a maid of honor because we're all just so great, but that's Emily takes the role of big sister very seriously. That's her number one role, I would say. When our dad got sick, Emily took a break from school, came home, and literally became our second mom. The house would fall apart without her. Yeah. Honestly, she does 85% of the chores around the house. And I don't know what we're going to do when she's gone, because I've been taking advantage of that.
Yeah. True.
She's a fierce protector of the family. If you go head to head with her, I wish you luck. You're going to lose, and yeah. But when Emily loves you, she will go to the ends of the earth for you. So Robert, you found one in a billion. Congratulations to you both.
Hi, I'm Hollis, and congrats, Emily and Rob. Thank you, Emily, for always being there for me. You've always been like my second mom. Thank you for always cleaning my room. That's it.
Congrats to Emily and Rob again. I'm Jocelyn, Emily's sister as well. Thank you all for coming to their wedding today. I know it means a lot to Emily and Rob to share this special day with all of you. Emily, I'm so blessed to call you my sister. We have always been so close growing up, since we basically shared a room for half of our life. And you have had a significant influence on me and a lot of people, and have helped me in times that I've needed the most. If you ever are to enjoy life, now is the time. Today will stay with us in our memories forever. Let today be the building block for all the years to come, and may your new home be filled with your laughter and joy for all the days of your life.
Next, let's welcome to the microphone best man Jack Blendon.
All right. Hello, my name is Jack, one of Robert's best men. First off, I'd like to thank the Mattiases and the Lambs for doing what you did to make today so amazing, and more importantly, for raising two really unbelievable kids. They mean a lot to me, and they mean a lot to everybody around here. So when Robert asked me to be his best man, instantly the panic of knowing I would have to give a speech sank in. And as the wedding got closer, I began to think more about it. Realizing I had no idea what to do or say, I did what any grown man would do, and I called my dad. I'd seen him give a few speeches in my life, and granted they were all at funerals. I figured if I just changed a few words here or there, I'd be good to go. So I called him, and he said, Jack, you've been married now almost 7 years, so why don't you tell him why it's so great to be married? And I said, Dad, the guy just got married. I don't want to scare the guy. And so he said, well, why don't you just tell them why they're perfect for each other? And I said, okay, I can do that. So I began to think about Robert and our friendship, and it didn't really hit me until the bachelor party when I saw James and David and Ben, and I realized that I hadn't seen these guys since elementary school. And that's when it really did hit me that Robert has been a part of our entire lives from kindergarten. I mean, from singing about fruits and vegetables with Mr. Puzo, to Boy Scouts and almost lighting half of Leesburg on fire, to my first country concert at WMZQ Fest, shout out to Matt, to graduating high school and college, to Echo Stage and Juicy J, to the loss of one of our closest friends, and finally, to the starting of my own family. Robert has been there through it all, and I realize that's exactly the person you're marrying, Emily. Not only are you marrying a lifetime supply of paper towels and water bottles, but you're marrying a man that will always be there for you like he was for me. And having someone you can always count on to be there for you means more than you will ever know. But that being said, I realized I hadn't got to know Emily that well. So I figured what better way to get to know her than to ask her sisters. Not knowing how many there were. And there seems to be a central theme around Emily tonight. This is what they said. Emily is always cleaning. When we were kids, she would always make us clean our rooms. She's the oldest of 5 daughters, so naturally she set the stage for how things should be run in the Lamb household, like I'm sure she will be doing in the future. From playing with her sisters in the mini playhouse to working at the Capitol, wherever Emily is, you know things will be in tip-top shape. She's fierce and a protector, and she will always have your back. She used to get in fights in public, and I always found it embarrassing, but now I wish I was more like her. So after reading what her sister said about her, not only did I become very scared of Emily, I realized that there's no other person I'd rather see marry our best friend. So congratulations, Emily and Robert, and here's to a great marriage and the beginning of great things for you guys. So.
Let's hear it again for best man Jack Blendon. Next, join me in welcoming to the microphone Jim Baugh.
Robert, I could not escape without toasting you and Emily. Yes, so I have known Robert since a very cold or cool November day in 1989, when you were very small, yes, at your birth, and our families have known each other for decades. We have vacationed together. We've done many, many ski trips together. And Emily, it's important that you know a little bit more about those two and this woman here. This is a very, it wasn't paid for this. This is a very fine family. They are caring, loving, ethical, work hard. They're very salt of the earth, good people. Saying that about them, that's what Robert's coming from. Yes. We've done many vacations, like I say, many things over the years. Thank you. Emily, a little perspective. See, old people can do this. I'm giving you a little perspective about your husband. So what I would tell you is that he handles adversity. He powers through it. From a little kid all the way up. And also, something that, this may be subtle, he's frickin' brave. He's a courageous guy. I sincerely say that because there are many times when I'm not. And when we would do a ski trip, we're teaching him how to ski. He would ski so fast, way above his ability, that it would terrify us all. Does he not? He's always still done that. He will take us on the most dangerous glade run through the trails because he likes that challenge of that's so scary for the rest of us. So he's a courageous guy. But the third big thing that I want you to know is that I would say you all would agree when you're convinced, he is there for commitment. And so I can tell you the love has clearly convinced him. So you got a committed husband. So I toast you both.
All right, it is that time we have all been waiting for. We are going to open up the dance floor. Make your way to your seats.